Hey guys, welcome to Wayne Manor Rocket City. Hey everybody, welcome back. I know it's been forever since I did this. My wife and I, we just clicked 12 months here in the new house, and I know that I have owed you this room tour for a long time. But like many of you, I have fallen victim to that old trap of, well, I'm not ready to show it because it's not perfect yet. And I think that condition is ongoing, meaning I don't think it's ever going to be quite perfect. And my good friend Chris, the Batman statue collector, reassured me that the other day. And as such, I am doing my first room tour from here at the Manor in Rocket City. I'm going to take a little bit of a different tack with this one today, so I hope you guys like it. So what I'd like to do today is, like I said, something a little bit different. I'm going to certainly review all of the statues that I have in the collection. We're going to talk about some of the artwork, but I'd love to talk to you guys more about the display itself. It's probably the biggest question that I get from collectors in our Facebook group, in our YouTube channel, is what I hear the most, and that is, talk to me about your display, Dan. How do you think about your display? How do you set it up? What are the reasons for doing this versus that? So I thought maybe that would be the most useful room tour that I could provide you guys with. So why don't I go ahead, turn the camera around, and we'll take a step-by-step through the collection, and we'll see how it goes. All right? Thanks for tuning in, guys. I'm glad you're here. Okay, guys, let's go ahead and jump right in. We are here at the entrance to the manor. We'll turn the lights on. And this is the hall stair that takes us upstairs. Have this cool metal sign that I had done that I thought came out really cool. And then we'll talk about the artwork as we go up. You will notice the gaping hole here in the display. That is a Libremajo piece that's on order and on its way in. So that's that, and then that is the staircase that takes us upstairs, which will go in a sec. All right, here at the bottom of the stairs, you see this Jim Lee piece. This is, what is this? Batman over San Prospero. That's what it is, in Italy. Jim did that piece while he was spending time in Italy, professionally and personally, and love that. My wife got this for me at San Diego Comic-Con in 2014 as a birthday gift. Really has become quite an iconic piece of art. This is number 27 of 100. And yeah, I love that one. So it's right here at the beginning, right when you enter the hall. And then on the other side is the cover art for Batman, what was it, 130 or 135? Holy cow, I should know that. But these are the pencils. This is a G-Clay that Jim makes available at conventions, or made available at conventions. This is number 49 of 50 that I had signed by him at one of the cons where we met. I believe I got that in New York with Matt Martin. So there's that one. This is a new piece here in the Manor. Absolutely love. This is a bottleneck print. And forgive me, there's going to be a few pieces, guys, I just don't remember the artist's name, so I apologize in advance. This is a bottleneck print, sold out real quick. Arkham Asylum. I like this one because if you take a step back, it kind of looks like Batman is looking up. Kind of looks like he's looking up the stairs. So it's the little things. But yeah, when you look at this piece and you see in the windows, you see all the various villains are in the windows. Just a really fun piece. So I like that. That's 18 by 24. So it's a fairly good size piece. That's here at the bottom. And then as you look up the stairs, the artwork that I have on either side, these are all original portraits. And they're all, for the most part, in roughly 9 by 12. And so I just thought they kind of look good here. This one's a little larger. This is an 11 by 17. This one, very, very special to me. This one was procured through my friend, Matt Martin. Matt gifted this to me last year. It was really special, really means a lot. It's my favorite piece, certainly, of original artwork that I have in my collection. And yeah, absolutely love that piece. Super special, means a ton to me, and actually get choked up as I talk about this one. But anyways, all right, let's move on. And then I'll take us up one side, down the other. How's that? We'll go to the next piece. This is a Sean Murphy piece. This one's a little bit smaller, probably 6x9 if I had to guess, but it's a really nice, the line work, the inks, Sean did himself, of course, and I just really like the way that one came out. So that one you can't tell here, but it's actually a CGC'd piece of artwork. So it's actually in a plastic sleeve. There is a yellow banner at the top of that one that you can't see the way it's framed, which is intentional, of course. Here's a Sean Murphy sketch. I just thought this one was really fun. Got this at Boston Comic-Con that I attended a few years ago back with Eric B. He and I walked around. Sean was there. He did this great fun sketch and it was too good not to put it on the wall. So not the most detailed sketch, but really fun. And I think it's a really good example of his style. So like that one. And then this is an original by Lieber Mayo. Absolutely awesome piece. You really get a sense for Lee's style, and his work with inks and washes and Copics is just second to none. So love that piece as well. Moving up, both of these pieces got a couple years back at MegaCon where I met Ivan Reyes for the first time. This is his Harley Quinn, of course. And then I asked him to do a Batman. This one's a little larger. 1117, actually a little bigger, might even be 1319. But these pencils are just outrageously good, so love those. All right, let's move to the other side of the stairwell. First up, also from MegaCon a few years back, this is an original by Clayton Crane. Another one of my favorites. I love this on the black paper, signed by Clayton. Actually has his thumbprint. You can't see there, but I don't know if you know this, but all of Clayton's originals bear his thumbprint. I'm trying to get my reflection out of the image here, but just a very cool piece of art. Next is this is Mr. Freeze, of course, and this one's by Craig McCormick. He is an artist originally from New England. Really like this guy, like his style. You'll get a sense, I really love the fine line work. Goes to my taste in art, which as I say that and I look at my next piece is completely opposite. This is a doodle. I consider this a doodle and not a sketch, but this is a Tim Sale piece. Procured this a few years back. It's just a doodle of Joker, but really special to me. He did it back in 06, so this is quite an old doodle, but really special now that Tim's not with us anymore. I like having his work represented. I'm a big fan of The Long Halloween, which of course he did the work for. And love that one. This one, I cannot remember the artist's name. It's Pedro something, and I can't make out his last name. I don't recall. But this piece also special. So Matt Martin has the finished artwork. This was a prelim that the artist did for a piece that Matt commissioned, and I just thought it was so good. And Matt was good enough to let me display this in my collection. I really love the pencils. And I love the pose, and just an impressive piece of art. And next up, I know I'm moving pretty quick, guys, but I want to make sure we get through this stuff in as timely a way as possible. This is a prelim for Punchline number 1 from J. Scott Campbell. So you probably recognize that pose, but this is a prelim procured directly from Jay. And I just thought it was really cool. I love the cover. And yeah, awesome piece of original art from him, which you don't tend to see a lot of. And then this one I just got last year at MegaCon. And this is by Tony Daniel. So really nice bust piece, just black and white, pretty simple, but I liked it a lot. And nice to have his original work represented in the collection as well. And so that is a very quick tour of the stairwell up to the manor. All right, so let's get started with the manor proper, if you will. So there's, as you can see, a short hallway from the top of the stairs into the manor. You're going to see, I have artwork displayed above and below on both walls. little bit of Jim Lee and Alex Ross work here. Just to set the stage, this room, when we purchased the house, was carpeted. It was intended as a extended family living space, so somebody could create kind of a studio apartment up here. To give you a sense of size, the room is 25 feet square. It has a full bath, which is through that door, and a walk-in closet and attic access. So it is ideal for, a collector like us. So that's just to give you a sense. The ceilings are 8 feet, nothing crazy there. And then by way of disclaimer, lighting. I have not touched the lighting in this room yet, so it's not great, if I'm being completely honest. I plan to swap out the overhead lights, the recessed, and add some, as well as add undershelf lighting for the displays. So keep that in mind, that those pieces aren't done yet, but they will be in the future. So let's, here, I'll give you a little bit of a peek. That is the entire room, and we'll go through it. But yeah, that's the entire room. But let me take you through the artwork. I know people love to talk about the art display. The chair rail was installed by me. I felt like it was just too much wall. It needed to be broken up. So I put a chair rail all the way, most of the way around the room. And so you'll see that as a recurring piece here in the collection. But you can see I have Jim Lee art. Oh, shoot, one more original. I forgot. From MegaCon also, Mark Silvestri. Love this piece. Look at the line work in that. Just awesome. Love Silvestri. Great guy, great artist, absolute icon, and loved having that there. So that's what you see as you kind of walk downstairs. And then on this side, one of my favorite prints. This is a Mr. Freeze that Jim did in a Twitch stream several years back. They only made 25 prints. This is number 8. This was in 2018. Absolutely love that print. One of my favorite art prints in my collection. From Justice League number 8, several years back. This is signed by the creative team. The whole team, again, 25 printed. This is number 6. Favorite cover of mine. And then on to this was part of the Kickstarter campaign for the backpacks that Jim did. This piece has become rather sought after, which is kind of interesting, but this is a print that shipped with the backpack. I brought it with me to a con, asked Jim to sign it, and here we are. So that's that. And then of course this iconic Alex Ross artwork of Batman. So that one you can see signed as well. All right, let's switch it around. Okay, moving to the other side of the hallway. And again, I'm gonna move quickly, guys. There's a lot of art in this room, but this is the Batman concept art done by Jim Lee. And we all know, I think, the statue that was created based on this. But this one's special because it's probably 3 inches square or so. Original Batman portrait by Jim, signed by him. And this is number 3 of 100. And then by an artist known as Grandpa Raphael, I believe. But this is a cover that he recently did for one of the offshoot Batman titles. And I think it's just a phenomenal piece of art. Love that print. Love the deckled edge, of course. It's good enough to do a little Batman sketch. Had it made out to me. This is one I couldn't make New York last year before last. And Matt Martin was good enough to procure this one for me at the show, and absolutely love that one. And the framing came out well. Also the undermat color, I got lucky. It ended up matching just as how I envisioned to the lighting in the piece. So yeah, love that piece. Over here you have a deckled edge Joker with Batman in the background and a silhouette from Hush, also signed by Jim. And then let's see, 2 more, and then we'll move back. This is from an artist in Poland. His name is Gabs. He sells his work a lot through Bottleneck Gallery, but this is his Joker and Batman from Dark Knight, and his work is stunning. And my good friend in the group, Cece, helped me procure this Batman. I had located the Joker but couldn't find the Batman. She put me in touch directly with the artist, and he was great. He got right back to me. He had one left of these, and this is artist proof. He had a few of these, and this was number 14 of 18, but this was the last one he had. And so I was very fortunate to get it and love that set. Probably my favorite Dark Knight art that I have. And then this is by an artist named Bryan Rude. Bryan's known for his Star Wars work, Indiana Jones, and Batman. And this is a print that he did a few years back with Sideshow. Really cool art. And I was very lucky. I got number 2 of 300 pieces printed. And then as we move down, this is another one that I have to apologize in advance. I don't recall the artist's name. This is another bottleneck print of the tumbler. I thought it was really cool. It has kind of a technical aesthetic to it, probably due to the ceiling tiles, but really like that one. And then we'll move across to some of my favorite covers in recent years. These from Gabriel Dell'Otto, the Catwoman cover, and then you have Joker and Harley Quinn, all stunning, absolutely gorgeous artwork. This is my favorite Catwoman cover ever done. So a lot of Catwoman covers, that's my favorite. And then this last piece is a piece that, it's a print from Jason Fabok. You can see the sign down there, number 29 of 100, another decal edge, and it's all of Batman. It's got the Bat family on one side, the Rogues on the other. Just a really cool piece. All right, let's move into the room. Okay guys, so as we move into the room, I'm gonna show you the center of the room first. So this is a kind of a lounge area, if you will. I've got a small sectional sofa here, and then I've got the TV and a electric fireplace and so forth, and I'll give you a little tour of this. So I made the, not the fireplace of course, but I did make the cabinetry on either side because I wanted it to be a specific size, and I'm pretty happy with the way these came out. The tops came out really nice, and I'm real happy with them. But on this side, you have Queen Studios 1/3 Batman, of course, and then flanked by just these awesome cowl projects. And you've seen the Rogues. You've seen us talk about these many times. I know Chris actually sold one recently. I love these. This is a Dark Knight cowl that has several signatures on it. I won't go into all the individual ones, but suffice to say, there are some big ones on there. Not the least of whom is Athena Finger. But yeah, there's Crane's signature back there. It's really cool. But yeah, I love the cowls. There's another one over there I'll show you in a second. And then behind that, of course, is Tango with Evil. Many of you have heard me say, if you haven't, I'll say it again. This is my favorite piece of artwork in the collection. Procured through my good friend Charles over at Choice Fine Art. And this is number 1. You can see that down there. This is number 1 in the canvases that were printed, the Giclée canvases printed in mid-2000s. I think this is 2003, I want to say. And this is done in licensed cooperation with Caped Studio. And this one has been museum refinished by Choice Fine Art. And it is stunning. The colors, the black, everything is just beautiful. They really know how to conserve artwork. And this piece is just stunning. And number 1, and the other one sits, there's one other number 1 artist proof, and it sits in the Caped Studio private collection. And this is its counterpart. So really proud, love that piece. It's my favorite piece of artwork. Down below, just a couple of small things I can show you here in the cabinet. I got some cool acrylic card holders for the cards that came in the 3 Jokers set when those first came out. Got a bust, you have to have a T-Rex skull, of course, from Say Cheese. And this is pretty cool. From 2013, sent a donation into the We Can Be Heroes work that Jim Lee was doing in cooperation with DC, and got a personal note from Jim. So that was pretty cool. Have another bust at the bottom. One of my favorite Harley covers, love that one. And then this is the DC Comics Tech 27 silver edition, where it's got a real a genuine silver metallic coating. So that's pretty cool. So I keep those on display on this side. And then back to my feet here. The TV, from the Harley, what do they call them? Gotham Garage comic book series is what these are pulled from. But my wife got this for me as a gift many years ago. I love this little piece. I think she's cool, and it's just a great spot. Kills me that I can't have her centered. If I have her centered, it blocks the signal to the TV. So, but anyways, there she is. Love that little piece. Underneath, have my first 2 baseball cards of my son. Of course, I had to have him sign them. That's a baseball that I had him sign on draft day when he was drafted by the Los Angeles Angels. I like to keep those things out there. I am also a history buff, and if you know, you know. I won't go into the detail, but this came from Mount Currahee in Georgia, where the 101st Airborne trained, the Screaming Eagles, as they were known, for the Normandy invasion into France during World War II that turned the tide of the war. As the Screaming Eagles, I thought it was really ironic that as I hiked Mount Currahee, I picked up an eagle feather. So that is a genuine bald eagle feather, which I think is illegal to pick it up, but I picked it up anyways and had it and framed it myself. And that's a rock from the top of Currahee. So that's that. Moving along. Here on the other side, I have the artwork in the back is the Compliment to Tango with Evil by Alex Ross. This is, of course, May I Cut In? Where Batman interrupts the tango between Joker and Harley. So, love this piece. Also, of course, procured through my good buddy Charles. This was a one of my purchases at the annual pilgrimage to New York Comic Con. Yeah, just a really special piece. So, love that as well. In front of it, the 1/3 statue from the Batman of Pattinson. This is Prime One Blitzway from their partnership. This is definitely one of my favorite statues. The likeness is uncanny, and the statue is done so well. The detail, the effort that went into this piece is something else. I mean, outrageously good. But I won't beat that to death. I know you guys have seen it. But here is a cowl that Matt and I pulled together this project, Matt Martin. You hear his name come up quite a bit. Matt and I are good collecting buds. Well, good buds in general, but this is also, we had many signatures on. Going to get several more, I think, coming up here at MegaCon in February of 25. But really cool cowl, good detail and the stitching, and really love it. But I love the way, let me back up, give you guys a view of this. Kind of love the way this section of the room looks and how it come together. And then I'm going to also show you up top, I forgot, 2 more originals that I forgot. That is Mr. Freeze, done by none other than Jason Fabok. He did that at Fan Expo Canada, or actually in advance of Fan Expo Canada about, 4 or 5 years ago. But love that piece. It is awesome. And then in the center, this one fit the bill size-wise. It's Gabriel Dell'Otto, Batman. And then on this side is my David Finch original Batman bust, which just love that piece. Very cool. Love. You can tell a lot of time, energy, and effort went into that one by David. So yeah, that is the TV area. One of the things you're going to see, guys, as we move through the collection here is I've really become a fan of less is more. So when you talk about display, you're going to see that's a direction I've taken. So with that, keep that in mind as we move along, the less is more. I've really tried to move away from stacking of statues, one on top of the other. It's hard to be a less is more aesthetic kind of guy, kind of collector, and be in this hobby. But I feel like I've really achieved that here in the room. I am so happy with the collection. I'm happy with where it's at as of today. And but I think, to keep that in mind, that's one of the things I'm going for from a display standpoint, is that less is more. So you can see here, I've got the Prime 1 Blitzway Joker, which I don't care what anybody says, best Heath Ledger Joker done. And you can fight me. I love this one. I'm sorry, but I think the paint is awesome on the portrait. I never understood the hate this one got, but he's incredible. Love that piece. I mean, you can tell how much I like him. He's right at the front of my collection when you walk into the room. And then he's flanked by Talon on this side. Again, Prime 1. Phenomenal feat of statue engineering is this one. And you'll notice the big owl is missing. He's going to make an appearance here in a little bit during this tour, but yep, he fell, crashed to the floor, just like Chris's, just like Eric's, just like several others I've heard about. But yeah, so they're on top of that shelf. And now that we're starting the shelves, let me tell you about these shelves I found at Sam's. Many of you know that I had custom shelving in my last display, and it didn't make sense for me to carry that into this room. And the reason being is there's so much space. I thought there's a good chance that I'm going to want to change things up over time. And building customs for this space to me just didn't make a ton of sense. So I wanted something modular, something that was clean, simple, didn't detract from the statues, didn't look too mechanical like it belonged in the garage. So I found these at Sam's Club. For those of you here in the US, they hold, God, I don't even know what, it's like a few £100 per shelf, some ridiculous amount of weight. But these are nice. They don't have any of the outer holes in the metalwork to allow for the shelf adjustability. The holes are on the inside. If I actually look over there, you can kind of see them there. So I really like they have a texture on them, and I think they just look really nice, super clean, super simple. But while we're down here, I can show you, I've got my favorite Catwoman statue, at least right now. And I know there are some more intricate and bigger and badder from, Prime 1 and whatnot, but I love this one. It's one of Sideshow's second most recent, I guess, Catwomen. And I've got her on a little custom riser that I put together, and she's the one I've got on it right now. But I love that piece, and she's next to Mr. Freeze. Prime 1, Sideshow Studios exclusive with Nora there. And then behind Catwoman, you're going to notice I keep some artwork. I like to rotate it out. So the artwork that I have on the bottom here, because the room is so big and you get these real shallow lines of sight, you can easily see this artwork as you move around the room. But that's a cover from New 52 when Greg Capullo and Scott Snyder were on Batman. And then next to it is Scott Snyder's, holy cow, is, okay, that was a brain fart. Sean Murphy's work on Mr. Freeze and Nora. So, lovely piece. We've always talked about that on Rogues. God, that would make a beautiful statue. But, anywho, so that's that shelf. And then up top, a couple of pieces of art. You have this piece by Greg Capullo, signed by him. Wonderful deckled edge print. And then another Capullo piece, and this is Joker. This is a real rare. This is also a cover from his Batman run, of course. And that's number 2 of only 15 that they printed on canvas. So that's a pretty cool print. I think too, I should mention, as most of you know, I buy my my frames for my artwork, mostly through Art to Frames in New York. Phenomenal business. They have great frames, great rate, prices, and they turn stuff around fast, and I highly, highly, highly recommend them. Here, this is a local artist out of Connecticut. Tommy Slocum is his name. Primarily a tattoo artist, this guy. But man, I saw this print that he made of his Joker work, and I loved it. I thought it was fantastic. Tommy's a great guy. You'll see him if you go to like Rhode Island Comic-Con, Boston. He's been to cons in Connecticut and New York, so yeah, look up his work. Here I have this statue. I'm sure none of you have seen this one before, so I'll show it to you. Chuckle, chuckle. This, of course, Prime 1's Tech 1000 Batman, and that's the straight ahead portrait that I have on him right now. And behind him is the Alex Ross Jim Lee partnership piece. So Jim Lee actually did the pencils for this, the layout, the concept, and the pencils for this piece of art, and Alex Ross painted it. believe this is for World's Finest. Actually, I'm 99.9% sure it's for World's Finest. Just an awesome piece of art. Someday I'll have that signed by Jim. Right now it's only signed by Alex. And then you'll see on either side here, and this was again my attempt to break up the wall space a little bit. These pieces, and I'm not gonna take one off right now, but these are Velcroed to the wall. I don't know if you can't really see back there, but those are, I use command strips. I built this piece separately as a standalone piece of wood, just 1x5, I think. And painted it, stained the top and bottom, and I Velcroed it with command strips so that I can move them around. But I wanted to section off the walls a little bit, and so I used those. So I have one on either side of that artwork. And then down below, I've got, from the three Jokers, I've got Joker and Batman back there, both signed by Jason. And then Bane and this guy. Let's move it into the next section. This is Three Jokers, Jason Favok. This is also another low number. I don't know why I care about low numbers, but I like them. Number 2 of 100 of the Three Jokers art that was featured on the back of the books, you might remember. It was also in the Absolute. And then one of my favorite artists, J. Anacaleto, underrated artist completely. His work is awesome. But if you can't tell, that Harley, there's a custom Harley coming out, and that's whose work it's based on. And this one, kind of cool, this particular piece of art, and I got this from Sideshow, Warner Brothers sample. So this must have been the piece they showed to Warner Brothers to get approval to release this, which is kind of cool, just a little different. And then moving over, Ben Oliver's Batman Who Laughs. Can't remember which cover that was in the 1 through 7 series. And then down there a little further at the end is Zerdy's Harley Quinn, which I think we're all familiar with that one by now. A lot of enabling around that one. Now, in front, let's start with the newbie. She's awesome. The new Batgirl from Sideshow. Guys, do yourself a favor and get this piece. She's incredible. I don't have the light up plugged in right this second, so this is without the light up. But she is awesome in every respect. Great pose, beautiful portrait, great action with Clayface, and all the various aspects that I'm sure you've watched the reviews on by now, with Jim Gordon's face coming through there, and might even be a Batman portrait right there. But absolutely beautiful job, clearly inspired by this piece of work from Stanley Artgerm Lau. And yeah, she's awesome. Do not hesitate. I can't emphasize that enough. So she's incredible. Another underrated statue. I know it's kind of an odd scale. This one is somewhere between 1/4 and 1/3. But this one based on cover art from one of the covers in New 52, Batman New 52, done by Tony Mori. Awesome. It is the only Greg Capullo style Batman that I have in the collection right now. And I love this thing. The bike is just incredible. And as a motorcycle fan, I really appreciate this one. The detail in this piece is ridiculously good. Just incredible and awesome. This piece has to weigh 90 pounds. It's just a beast of a statue. A lot of people comment on this one, haven't seen it in person. It's awesome. It's an incredible version of Batman, and it's based on that cover by Tony Moore. Signed there. Tony signed that for me. Love it. Absolutely love it. So yeah, that's what's on top. And then below, again, I apologize for the bad lighting, guys. Tweederhead's quarter scale Joker on throne. Another beast of a heavy statue, man. That thing weighs a ton. And then Bill Sienkiewicz's cover for, I can't remember the title, the name of the Batman Reptilian, I believe. Just a great, great piece of art. Absolutely cool. I saw the original of this in New York. He brought it with him. But you see Batman kind of lurking around in the back there, and then Croc in the front, just awesome. And then I know my buddy George Rogers got this one in, but this is the OG Killer Croc from Sideshow. So yeah, pretty cool. And then, let's see, okay, moving along over here. I'll talk about that in a second. Some artwork. Batman and the Gargoyles from Alex Ross. Beautiful canvas. Love this canvas. It just glistens, which complements the rain concept in there. Stunning piece. And then from Alex Ross's Rough Justice, there was Superman and Batman. This is the Batman. I love the semi-completed approach that Alex took with this one. Just really cool to see his pencil work in there, and how it transitions into his paints and washes is just really cool. Also, both procured with Charles, by the way. If you hear me say that, that's a consistent theme. Charles is awesome. I couldn't recommend him more. And then these bookcases. These bookcases are custom made. These were made by yours truly. I wanted a certain size. I wanted them to fit in the room a certain way. Here, let me step back a little bit. But yeah, I had a specific size in mind. Couldn't find what I wanted from retail, so made my own. And a kind of floating shelf effect, which I liked, and holds some of the little stuff in some of the books. So you've got that guy, Sideshow Scarecrow, which is cool. Awesome piece there. The Hush Saga, the omnibus, is really good, guys. That's got so much awesome content in it. Really good. And you can see the Neil Adams omnibus back there. Love that piece. And then, you know, you'll see some stuff in here from my family. My daughter got that for me a few years, actually many years back now. Just a cool little piece, and means a lot. And then, can't remember the name of the company that released this, but really good little bat signal. And that's probably about 6 inches high, so pretty good size. And then I've got a bust here from the Prime 1 Hush. And then moving down, you'll see a number of different books related to Batman. The portrait that was sold for the Joker, I swapped those out pretty regularly. Moving over, some books with Jim's work, including the Hush, Absolute, his 60 for 60. For those of you who don't know, Jim did one drawing a day, every day, for 60 days during COVID for charity. And what the charity was to support local comic shops who are suffering immensely from the COVID crisis. So it was really cool. There's some amazing artwork in there. Someday I should just do a review on that book, a page by page, because it is just incredible. Great artwork in there. And the old Bombshell Harley. This is a bowl that my son made for me when he was a kid. Bat Dad. That's a real World War II training bomb. Don't ask me where I got that. I found it. I thought it was a good compliment for Bombshell Harley. And then I've got some Absolutes down here with some really cool Gothic style bookends that I found at a local shop. And then more books down here. I've got the Pattinson limited edition Batarang with a stand that I made for that. And another cool bookend down there. Then the animated series, this is a 25th anniversary figure that they made, was pretty funny with Harley sitting on Batman with a bow. Happy anniversary. Okay, moving into the center of the room. So this is the back wall, and I wanted to give you guys kind of a sense. I work up here. This is my home office, by the way, in that corner right there. But like I said, think on scale, it's 25 feet across, so it's a pretty good sized space, and there's a triple window behind those shades. I haven't decided what I want to do with shades or window treatments yet. So for now, those are the ones that came with the house, and we'll leave those there for now. But I have my Prime 1 Hush and Prime 1 Joker Say Cheese. Right now, he's sporting the Fabok portrait. And I like the cane and the crowbar, my two favorite swap outs. So that's what we're riding with there. This table was, again, made by yours truly. I wanted to go for a warm aesthetic in this room. You know, I don't want to say cozy necessarily, but I want to warm up the space. So I wanted some bare wood to complement the rustic wood laminate floor. And so I went with that for that table, as well as the two bookcases, as well as the tables that you saw over there with the tops on the fireplace, and then the cabinets or cases that I made on either side. So that's the story with the table. It is made from birch, and it is intended to hold the weight of those two immense statues. And down below, you see Prime 1's quarter scale Alfred, which I was eagerly anticipating for so long. Love that piece. He's really cool. It's my dad's favorite piece in the collection. Surprise, surprise. And then this custom Joker mask that my son and I made many years ago. And then this piece, this is a T-Rex statue. I made a custom base for it because it didn't fit well here. So I made this custom base, but this is a T-Rex from a company called Studio Oxmox, and they're based in Australia. And just a really cool T-Rex, but what Batcave would be complete without a T-Rex and a giant penny back there. That thing's like 8 inches in diameter. I bought some of these wooden crate things that I think guys use for like train set displays maybe, I don't know. But then I put my own custom writing on them, Wayne Enterprises and the Riddler stuff and the Joker stuff. I thought it was kind of fun. And finally from, I think this is this PC Pure Arts maybe, and Sideshow many years back. Really cool statue, really fun to have in the collection. So a little bit of a Batcave homage there. Okay, and moving over into my work corner of the room, I have my monitor. I couldn't decide when I moved up here, 2 monitors or 1. So I went with 1 gaming monitor. It's like an LG 45-inch curve. Thing's a monster. I think I like it, but I've got multiple laptops, and like all of us these days, but I thought the desk fit the bill. It's not too intrusive, and I like the simple aesthetic of it. And then moving back here, I like my office to smell nice. So I got my little wood stove tart burner thing. Little jock artwork hiding in the background there because I didn't have a place to put it, but I wanted it out. This is my newest edition. So CC, again, helped me procure this one. It's a long sold out bottleneck piece. I believe it sold out really quick. And I want to say the artist's name is Neil Delport or Delfort. So I apologize to Neil if he's watching this, but stunning artwork. And you can't appreciate this until you look at the detail. Look at that line work. It's crazy. There is a name for this style of art, and I will find out what it is. I don't know what it is off the top of my head, but it is stunning. And so I just framed that up this past weekend, and then I put it next to that piece by Mark Silvestri that I got when I met Mark a few years back. On that side, with this dude in the middle, Gotham by Gaslight, highly underrated piece I know people like him, but I don't hear a lot about him still, and he's awesome. He does need a light up. I need to do something about that. And then over in the back there is another Fabok piece signed by Jason. Can't have too much of his work around. And then the bookcase, I have some odds and ends, family picks, kids, wife, that kind of thing. And then my little Sideshow Apples collection. If anybody has the Chultu, I can't remember how to say it, the newest apple, I missed it and I'm pissed. To put it frankly, I want that so bad. I found it on eBay and people were trying to flip it for like 250, 300 bucks. I'm like, that's just dumb. But if anybody is willing to part with theirs so I can complete this, and I'd be super grateful if you're willing to sell it at a reasonable price. But that's all the 6 other ones. And then I have a few more of the Nightfall collection, and I have the Arkham collection, which is a great read, about 1 million pages. Some other books, some you can see haven't even been opened yet. But yeah, just another bookcase. And then what else? A little Easter egg, couple of lightsabers hiding back there. Oh. Okay, let's move over to this side. So a little bit of sideshow art here. This is Gotham by Gaslight. Oh, I can't remember the artist's name. I should know this one. Gosh, I can't remember his name. Anyway, really cool piece. Thought he was a great compliment to the statue. So, yep, love that one. And this one, he goes by Sway Art on Instagram, but I get a lot of compliments and a lot of questions about this piece. She's awesome. Really cool. Got this one also at Boston Comic Con when I was with Eric a few years back. And just a wonderful decollete giclée piece. And then I picked up this one. I want to say this was from Bottleneck. Don't even recall. But this really cool Art Deco style Gotham print, almost like a promotion, something like you'd see in a train station promoting a city, where dark nights become bright dawns. With dark nights, come bright dawns. I thought that was really cool. Really neat. And then down here, from Stefan Subic, a signed piece that Matt helped me get, Matt Martin. Awesome black and white work. Another one where you can't appreciate it until you really zoom in. Look at that work. That's incredible. Stefan Subic, he's a contemporary Batman cover guy. And then down here, the last 2 statues that I decided to hold on to from my samurai collection, because I did want them, represented in the collection. I love the samurai line. It's simply for, moving the correct collection around that I decided to part with the others. But yeah, I'm holding on to Harley and I'm holding on to that Deathstroke. So love those. Got some Mark Chilcott art hiding back there, as well as, yep, a Jim Lee signed piece of one of his covers. Yeah, look at that. That base is incredible. I'll say it again. I've been saying it for years. One of the best quarter scale bases ever done. Phenomenal. Yep, phenomenal. All right, up top and moving over. I'm sure you recognize this one. Prime one, it's Harley Quinn from the Arkham game. I have the Wink portrait on there right now, but I swap them out every couple months probably. I know Chris just did a re-review on her. I agreed with everything he said in terms of her quality and aesthetic. She's beautiful. Great Harley piece, arguably the best Harley piece done to date, I believe. So she's awesome. And then we'll move over into the center. It's one of the newest pieces to come into the collection. Moved over from the collection of Matt Martin. This is based on the artwork of Tony Daniel and the style of George Jimenez, Punchline and Joker. She's great. And I think they just look incredible with that Joker print behind the Alex Ross. Face of Villainy is what the title of that artwork is. And I think they look great with him, because that style Joker to me is exactly the style Joker that Tony drew here. This is just a little piece my daughter gave me when she was visiting. We found in a little local shop. But yeah, I think they're a great centerpiece. And so here, you'll notice, guys, going back to, you know, display, you notice how I have one large piece on top. I had several on top before and switched it up so they were standalone. And I tell you, the focus on the piece goes to a different level. It just brings, I don't know, it's just like your focus on the individual statue just kind of zooms right in, no pun intended. And I don't know, I just like it a lot more. It kind of goes back to that less is more thing that we were talking about earlier. I think it's just, I think they just look awesome like that. All right, so now we're going to take you over to the last corner of the collection, and we're going to talk about one of my favorite pieces, and it's this one right here. And yeah, I recently heard Chris talk about this one, and you know, there are moments in your collecting journey that you just never forget, whether that's at a con or getting a new piece in or just whatever, just meeting somebody, you know, a fellow collector. This is one of those. One of the favorite moments in my collecting journey over the past 10 plus years has to be going out to Kansas, to the plains, the tundra, to meet Chris and spend some time with he and his family, and to meet my buddy in person for the first time. It was just absolutely amazing time. We unboxed this live. We kind of pranked everybody that was watching live, and I just showed up in the shot. We just had so much fun with that. I think we did a 2-hour live unboxing. It was just crazy. A really technical piece, definitely the most difficult piece to assemble in my entire collection. But yeah, this piece is just awesome. That time with Chris was amazing. And this is one that would be, you know, one of the last ones out the door. I just can't imagine ever parting with it. It's just incredible. So here, let me turn the camera back around. All right, guys. Yeah, so you know, this piece is one of those crazy ones. The cape, it's difficult to tell watching this in 2D, but you can see there, I mean, it juts out really far. It's a little bit of a challenging piece to display. These shelves are 48 inches from end to edge, or edge to edge, and you can see this guy takes up a big chunk of it. So he's very, very heavy. Piece has to weigh 100 pounds at least. Very heavy and very intricate, and I absolutely couldn't love it more. It is definitely in my top 3 pieces in my collection in terms of favorites. And yeah, he's awesome. It's a statement piece for sure. Love it. I wish I was just saying to somebody earlier today that this lantern has a battery light up. I wish it was AC so that I could leave it lit all the time, but oh well, that's that. But here, let me talk about the artwork up top first. This is the artwork that Bill Sienkiewicz did for the Batman cover that he did based on the Pattinson movie. And this is a print that he did it in cooperation with Sideshow. So they did 150 pieces, and yeah, just a really nice piece of art. I liked what he did there from both a graphic design and art standpoint. And then keeping on the Bill Sienkiewicz, I forget the title of this piece, but this is Bill's also. I just love the organic nature of his artwork. This one's almost a little bit frenetic. To me, it goes to the personality of Batman. Not to get too deep, but I love it. This one was also done, I believe this one was done with Sideshow. I think it was, but really, really beautiful piece of art. So that one's up there as well. And then the Batman cover art, more recent, from Alex Ross. This one was purchased in New York from, I'll give you one guess who I purchased this with. Yep. So yeah, stunning piece of artwork, just gorgeous. Alex Ross. And then this piece, Vic Garduno, pretty cool artist, based out of the Vegas area. I like his work, kind of a combination of art and graphic design. This is artist proof 11 of 20 on a museum rag. I just thought it was just gorgeous, gorgeous artwork. Really like that one as well in 11 by 17. This is a Zerdy piece that is an homage to the famous scene in Times Square following victory in Europe, VE Day. In World War II, there was a young sailor kissing a young nurse, and this is an homage to that famous photograph. If I could remember the photographer's name, that'd be cool, but I can't right now. But I got this with Nathan at Rhode Island Comic-Con before he kind of took off. He had a very small booth, nobody at his booth, and I loved his art back then even. I think this is from 2013 or 14. So yeah, really cool. And then this one, I don't recall the artist's name, but this was an homage to Capullo's work. You guys have seen this, I think, in other videos and pictures with me. But a Court of Owls, I had this hanging behind my Talon piece at one point where it would make the most sense today, but just don't have space for it right now in that location. So then I have my air purifier here to keep the room clean. And then underneath, of course, a couple of oldies but goodies. We have the Batman Noel by Prime One. That one's got a lot of history. That one's been around a while. And then Lee Bermejo's Joker. I'd argue maybe the best Joker ever done. Till Say Cheese came along, this was definitely the best one. Now, oof, that's a horse race between that one and Say Cheese. But yeah, those are some great statues. Okay guys, I guess that about wraps up this room tour. I hope it met your expectations. It certainly is in a good place for me. I wish that I had my lighting done for you guys down underneath and better overhead lights, but Chris convinced me that we were good to go as is. So this is the entire thing. So I'll leave you with this. I would suggest that focusing on how you display your statues is at least as important, if maybe not more important, than which statues you buy and which POs you have. I believe that focusing on the display it's really core to the hobby. It has really helped me be a healthier collector, and just in terms of my own sanity, worried about which statues I was pre-ordering and which lines I was collecting and did I have every character? No, it's about creating beautiful displays. You know, I feel like all of us, certainly on the Rogues, these are the guys that I talk to every single day. I feel like we've all got to that point in slightly different ways because we all have different aesthetics that we appreciate. But, you know, Eric B's done it in his living area space, his living room space, and made it just awesome. Chris has certainly done it with the Bat Bunker and kind of having his display vision come to life. Jeff done it with the Sanctuary and his choice of what he's collecting and why he collects and how he displays. Matt Martin's Bat Vault. I mean, you just go around the table in the Rogues and we've all kind of gotten to the same place that it's really about a beautiful display that you appreciate, not necessarily how many statues can you jam into a corner or onto a table or onto a shelf. It's about what has the most appeal to your eye and what helps you enjoy it. For me, as you can tell, my space is, you know, I could jam probably another 400 statues in here, but I've found that keeping it like this, every time I walk in here, I just am enjoying my space. So I'd encourage you to kind of maybe take that kind of approach. And I'm not saying collect less or PO less or anything like that. I'm just saying keep the display at, you know, kind of front and center as you make decisions about what you're collecting and what statues and whether that's size or character or anything else. Keep that in mind. And I'll leave you with, if anybody has any questions. I mentioned about my, you know, making some of the display tables and shelves and whatnot in here. I'm happy, as always, to answer any questions. I've had many people reach out to me, and I'm always happy to help. So I love sharing that with you guys. I hope you enjoyed the tour. I look forward to more of these in the future. I'm sorry this one took so long. It was my own perfectionism, I guess, that got in the way. But I hope you liked the tour. I hope you liked the room. Thanks for joining me and sticking with me if you stuck through this whole thing with me. And I will see you next time on Rogues. And thanks again, guys. See ya.